First of all, how Sunday was obviously a difficult day. How have the group and I guess yourself responded to that disappointment?
Obviously, it was a difficult day, and as always, we analyze and we do the tough, the reality. It was a reality check, so we have to learn from it and then carry on.
At training this morning, there was no Harry Maguire, Raphael Varane, Aaron Wan-Bissaka or Donny van de Beek. Could you provide us an update on those 4 players, please?
Not available for tomorrow.
Do you think they'll be available soon?
Yes, in case of Rafa, I have good hope. Harry will take a little bit longer, and the other 2 I cannot give a prognosis.
Erik, I know you've spoken about the reasons Ronaldo didn't figure in the Manchester derby, but obviously the fact that he wasn't used has opened up the debate as to whether he could go in January. With that in mind, what's your response to those who would suggest that Ronaldo will leave the club in the next transfer window?
I can't see that relation that he is not coming on when we are 4-0 down, 5-1 down, 6-1 down, and I don't bring him out of respect. So it's nothing to do what's happening for the future and what's happening for January or next year.
At the same time, Ronaldo is someone who obviously wants to play. So from the conversations that you have with him, what would you gauge about his mood at the moment? How happy? And if he is unhappy, does it make sense to keep a player like that around the club? Does it have an impact on the squad?
I don't see he is unhappy. So he is happy, he's training well, he's enjoying. I think everyone is training well. There's a good spirit and vibe on the training. So that's not the point. But it's important because it's a base to work well.
What contribution then do you still see him making this season? And obviously, I presume you still see him making that contribution beyond January.
You know, everyone knows what do you expect from strikers. First, production, and second, also in football, it's 11. Nowadays, football 11 defend, 11 attack. So everyone has to contribute.
Erik, you said about a reality check on Sunday. You're the manager of the team. You see them training every week. Was it a reality check for you as well in terms of the progression of the team, and maybe the results looked as though the progression had gone further than it actually had?
No. I know when you are going in a process, it will not go only upside. You will have setbacks. And we beat the number 1 in the league. We beat Liverpool. On Sunday we had a bad day at the office, clear. And then we got beaten. And in this moment, on that day, City was better. We have to accept that, but what we can't accept is our performance. That was unacceptable.
It's obviously a long process that we're undertaking here. We've had some signs of success. Does a game against City mean that you tweak anything in those kind of big games against such quality opposition, or is it just part of the building process and players will need to have these kind of bumps along the way?
What is tweak?
To tweak, to change a little.
Oh, to change.
After the Brentford game, it seemed like passing out from the back maybe was altered. Would you adapt certain principles for certain big games?
That's what you always do, so that you take respect of the opponent. But we will stick to our philosophy. We will stick to our rules and our principles. But that's tactics. Sometimes you, in your tactic, you also to surprise opponents. You have to bring something different in your game, and we will do also for the future. But I think what's good, I think we can get a lot of confidence about this series. When you beat Arsenal, when you beat Liverpool, and now we get a reality check with Man City. So we know that we have to step up, and that is so. Thank you for the lesson from Pep and City. But we will take that, and we have to understand. We have to do things much better.
Last question in the room from time.
Hi, Erik. Just want to talk about Casemiro. Obviously, he's sort of had a slow adaptation to Manchester United, still trying to get into the Premier League team. What more does he have to do to force his way into that team? And can he use these Europa League games to try and build up his fitness for Premier League football? Because obviously it's often played. Tomorrow played at a different tempo to the derby was, for example.
First of all, I don't make a difference. Europa League, Premier League, we have to win all the leagues and all the cups and what else. So we will play tomorrow our best team, and we have to construct a team, because also we want a competitive culture in our team, in this club. And I said already before, it had nothing to do with Casemiro. It had always all to do with Scott. And because when you sum it up, Brentford, he wasn't in the team, we lose. And then Casemiro, he came on the day that Casemiro signed, and we win. We played 6 games, we win 5. And in 5 games, he played. And in 1 game he didn't. That was against Sociedad. So for me, then is that logical, because it's competition in the team. And so for me, was that the choice? And he performed really well. He developed really well, and had nothing to do with Casemiro. But I'm sure that Kasse will play a really important role. And we know all his background. We know all the titles he won. You see every day in training he can contribute in this team, and he will be a really important player for this team. So we will see what will happen, but I'm convinced that will happen.
Okay, Erik, you said Cristiano Ronaldo is happy, but how can a player of his status and ambition and pride be happy when he's not playing?
He's not happy that he wasn't playing Sunday. Don't get me wrong, but that wasn't the question. The question was how he's on the training pitch and what his mood is when he is around, and then he's happy. But of course he wants to play, and he's pissed off when he's not playing. Yeah, clear.
Do we have a question from Jenny Jackson?
Hi, question for Erik. Just going back to your comment, I think you just repeated it now about why you didn't bring on Cristiano against Manchester City. I think you said, we certainly said on Sunday, out of respect for his career, but I'm a bit confused because it sounds like special treatment for one player as if he's not the same as the others. I mean, why put on Anthony Martial if you're losing 5-1? Why is he any different?
I think it's, for me, it's quite obvious. For you, maybe not, but I think also you understand why did this.
So I didn't hear the response, but I am actually confused why you said that, because why have any player on the bench, whether he's 37 or 21, if you're not prepared to use him in his career? Seems odd.
Well, I said you didn't hear my answer, but I think you know why that is. When you are honest, then you know there is a difference. But for me, it's no difference. For me, it's the best. Let me make myself clear. It's always about you live by the day and you line up the strongest team you have. Don't get me wrong, but there are differences. No one is the same in a team. Actually, and also the treatment. I will treat everyone with respect, but they have all different backgrounds, and also from character they are different. So also I have to treat players different to get the best out of them. But there are certain general, let's say, values and standards. What counts for everyone.
Okay, do we have any other questions in Cyprus? Okay, last question from Chris Weaver.
Yes, hi Erik. You said that he isn't happy not playing, but otherwise he does seem happy to you. In your conversations with him, do you sense that he accepts the role he has at the club and that he sees himself being part of that for the rest of this season?
Yeah, I never talk about what I talk. My conversations with players are between us. That's quite clear. But when I tell you, one, of course, like all the players, because when you are here and when you are happy, or when you are satisfied when you're on the bench, then this is not the club where you have to be. So and especially Cristiano, he's a really competitive, as we all know. He is not happy, of course, when he is not playing. But I already said, and then I have to repeat. But maybe you didn't hear. He's training well. He has a good mood, and he's motivated, and he gives his best. So, and that is what we expect.